Chamberlain, what's up? How you guys doing? Thank you for coming back for another video. I am Jules. I design cross-stitch patterns and cross-stitch like a maniac. So if you guys like cross-stitch, don't know what cross-stitch is, have certain, preconceived notions about cross-stitch, I'm a little bit different. Forget that. I'm a lot different from your typical cross-stitcher, somebody, who works with needles and thread and things like that. So behind me are some examples of some of the products in my store, stitchingjulesdesign.com, or also same name on Etsy. We've got our monochrome koala piece. We've got the monochrome French bulldog. We got our, what do you call it? Eiffel Tower. I don't know why I couldn't remember Eiffel Tower since I have my hand on it. So this is all done with one color of floss, and that's all it is to present this picture and this 3D sort of image of this picture. And this doesn't want to stand up, so hopefully this doesn't collapse and fall during the video. But and I'm putting it like that behind that because I'm afraid it will fall during the video. So and then we've got our little trusty knowledge wisdom piece. I hope I put it the right way. Little colorful cross-stitch finish pattern here as well. So I'm going to need to get a lot more patterns finished in frames so that I can rotate these perfectly throughout the year for you guys. Or maybe I don't put 4 on at one time. Maybe I put 2 on. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. It's very new. But I hope you guys had a great week stitching. I actually had a pretty darn good week of stitching. I am in the process of kind of working on 3 separate projects, and 2 of them are for the store. One's for myself. I'm going to show you first the one the little mini I'm still working on, because for whatever reason I start stitching on this thing and I just get so easily distracted right now. And but this one is the owl couple sleeping, dozing with each other, which it still looks like Thomas the Train. I know it looks like Thomas the Train, but at least it does to me. And but it's coming together. I am missing a couple colors in my collection, so I do need to get those, and then I think it'll come together a lot more. So, but I just need to sit down and really get to going on this one. And this is the bottom of the pattern, so as you can see, it's not a very big pattern. We gotta get excited about what it's going to look like when it's done. So next up, Monochrome Owl is almost done. So coming together nicely. Just have the bottom part, and it's 2,000 stitches is what's left. So that is eminently doable this week. Whether or not I actually focus and get it done is another story, because I'd be perfectly honest, I start working on it and I start thinking about design, and I just start working on designs. So that's been my major focus, but this is getting really close. So because it's getting really close, if I can just do 300 or 400 a day, it's done by next week. So we'll see. So that one's there, and I'm really excited about finishing it, because when I get this one done, I can actually start working on a different monochrome cross stitch. I try to focus on one at a time, although you guys, if you've been following, I still have sort of the giraffe selfie one out there as well, and I should work on that one. I'm not even in this video. Hi, I'm Jules. Welcome to my video. No, anyway, but there it is. Monochrome Owl. Now, coming soon to the store this week is actually the color version of this. If you guys like the black and white stuff that I do, but are like, man, I like that, but I wish I could stitch that with color in it. That's coming. And so I'm actually going to start doing that. I just want to offer more options for everybody. And so I'm like on my stitchingjulesdesign.com, at the top of my website, the very top page, it says, cross stitch for all, cross stitch patterns for everyone, or something like that. So anyway, so I'm going to actually have the color cross stitch on here. So that's coming. I just haven't finished it yet. Hopefully, not hopefully, I mean, I'm going to be working on them later today, tomorrow. We'll get that done. Now, lastly, gotta tell you, kind of had a, what is it? I don't want to say existential crisis, because that's kind of a overused term, and it's not, I don't even know what that means, to be perfectly honest with you, but sort of had a bit of a like panic session when it came to Old World Map 2. And part of it was because I actually measured out the end of the row that I'm working on, and it only gives me like 2 inches of fabric on the side, and I was like, that's not gonna be enough for framing, I should just start over on something different. And I actually looked at the smaller version, the mini version on Golden Kite's website, which was still like 600 by 400 and still a large, and still quite a large pattern. And I was talking to my husband about it, and as he's wont to do when he kind of knows that I know what I'm gonna do, he just kind of okay, yeah, just keep talking it through, and then in the end, I basically was like, I'm just freaking out because it's so big. But the whole purpose of Old World Map 2 being a lifetime project is that it's that big, is that it's going to look so gorgeous whenever it's done when I'm 95 years old or whatever. So, you know, it was, you know, every so often you're going to have these freak out sessions whenever you're doing a really large project, especially when there's like a new development on it. Whoa, I got a Sharpie in there. Let's stay away from this pattern, Sharpie. Let me show you. First of all, let me show you what I marked as the end. So I don't know if you guys can see this. So actually it's not bad. It's actually more, and this is an approximation. Like obviously I don't have like it's not perfect, everything's marked. And if you're worried about like, oh my gosh, you've already marked the fabric, you know, it's this Mark Be Gone, which I like a lot on this fabric. I'll have a link down below, but this stuff washes out so easy, it's no big deal. I mean, I could literally just come in here and just wash that right out, or I might be able to take just a damp rag and just kind of wipe it, and it probably would decrease the look enough that I could just keep stitching. But let me show you what I've done. And I got like 500 stitches done on this thing this week. I'm so proud of myself. And I had this crisis after I did the 500 stitches. And I think it was like, look at all this work I've done on it, and you can still barely tell. I'm never going to, yes, I'm going to finish it. But again, I filled in a bunch of other stuff, and then I've moved over here, and I've just been stitching up and down this area. So it's coming together lovely. So there's that. One of these days, I'm just going to hang this baby up so you guys can see it. Maybe at some point I'll hang it up behind me, and you guys can just look at it in all of its ridiculousness. So, I don't know if I can't even get it on the screen, man. But anyway, there's that. So, but I was pretty proud of myself for the 500 stitches, and I really enjoy stitching on it. I mean, I have done like 60,000 stitches so far, so I was like, man, it's just good looking. It's just good looking. And I filled in a lot of stuff going back, so I'm pleased with it. Oh, and the other thing that I figured out was on this pattern, all this Latin at the top, this is the last word in the Latin on the top. There's just different things over here. Is it the same stuff that's over here? Let me look. No, because see the Latin starts here, and it's just like the pattern. And then when you get all the way over here, it's something completely different. So that's going to be interesting when I get there. But I'm excited. I have actually finally, well, not finally, I've done this before. Hopefully I can stick with it this time. Created like a project bag where I'm just putting in all the floss I'm using for Old World Map 2. Okay, I know I'm scatterbrained. I'm always scatterbrained. But the other thing is that the miniature version had like 25% less colors. And I think that is, the size is not really like daunting to me. It's the constant changing, you know, it's like when you have a pattern that's 600,000 stitches and there's 100 of this one color in there, it's like, man, do I really need to, you know, anyway, that like I said, that's just a smidge, but that's just a smidge difficult at times. But for the most part, I'm happy. Actually, I'm happy, period. So I just got to keep working on it. All right, enough mumbling and stumbling and bumbling, rumbling. Next up, I'm going to show you the new designs that just popped up on the store this week. I have a lot of the minis. I'm doing a lot of minis right now because I want to fill out that section fairly well. And I need to just start picking more minis to stitch so you guys can actually see what they look like. I know that I'm basically known for the monochrome and the larger pieces, but I would like to, you know, find a group of folks that think that the minis are like perfect for them. So first up though, I do have a larger monochrome that I got on this on the site, and as I drop it, and this one is just another basic train. I have a train design on the site, but it's larger, a lot more stitching. The train isn't necessarily the entire focus of the piece, and this one actually the train is. And so it's just railroad train. Very boring title. The stitch count is, it's 348 stitches. This, not stitches, but 348 count this way and 180 count down this way. I want to say it's like maybe 16,000 stitches. It's less stitches than the Monochrome Owl that I'm working on. So, but it's a railroad train. Another railroad train. The monochrome always lends itself to older vintage / architectural / did I move this again? How does that happen? How does that happen? All right, so next up, I've basically, let's see, I'm taking patterns that I've already done and making them smaller. So let me show you the ones that I have. So if you guys have seen the Astronaut on the Moon one, well, I revised that one a lot for this. I removed all the space stuff, so like the planets and the darkness and everything that was all around the astronaut. I just removed all that so that you can use your own fabric on this to create whatever look you want to. We've got kind of a bluish moon with the astronaut sort of sitting on it. This is not full coverage. Like I said, this white is not stitched. The entire astronaut is stitched. So this is 70 across by 100 down. Not very much stitching. 12 colors. So again, not tons of stitching. And if I would ever get my acting gear, I could get these things knocked out. That's hard to snap. Hard to snap. I think I showed you guys the mini classic flag last time. 125 by 65 with 13 colors. I think I showed that to you. I found it over here and I was like, did I show that last week? I can't remember. And then the last one, which is a revision of an older pattern, is if you guys have seen my World War II fighter plane that had like all this gray and everything around it. Well, I removed all of that and I shrunk this down, darkened it so that it would pop out a little bit more. I think this is a P-51 Mustang. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I think that's what it is from World War II. But this one is 170 by 60, and again, it's not full coverage. So all this white everywhere, and even some of this under the plane is basically just your fabric. So there's that. So a couple new ones that are completely different from anything I have on the site. Got myself a little frog. He's a frog. And this one is 80 by 90. So, and then the white, again, is not stitched, so whatever fabric you want to put on there. But I kind of like the little frog. He's very cute. 16 colors. So a few more colors than normal, but I'm trying to keep some of that clarity and... Clarity? What's the word? Quality? I don't know. But there's the frog. And then, for the first time ever, a world premiere. Okay, whatever. A small monochrome. Now, this is not taking one of these and shrinking them down, because I still haven't, like, I don't even know if that's possible, but I took a smaller black and white and made it a monochrome. And so there's that. There's our little bee. So now it's still a fair piece of fabric. Blah, blah, blah. It's still 140 by 120. But it's maybe like 3,000 stitches. So it's conceivable that somebody could do this in just like a week or two, depending on how fast you stitch. But again, you can put it on whatever fabric you want and it'll pop up. But this is like less than a third. It's size-wise, it is, I can if I was going to look at this, it's probably like a quarter maybe of that. But stitch wise, it's very small. I think my next smallest stitch is maybe like 6,000. So it's half the stitches of anything else that I've done. So I have some thoughts and some plans and some ideas for stuff like this. I'm not going to share it just yet because I always share and I don't always do. I think a lot and I change my mind even more. My husband is quite familiar with that. Shiny object syndrome, and I just grind through, and then eventually the final kind of product comes out, and I'm a little happy. I'm somewhat happy with most of the time. And so, let's see, what else do I got here? I talked before about maybe starting to ship patterns, and if I start doing physical patterns, when I start to ship physical patterns, I will do it off of my stitchingjewelsdesign.com. I'm not going to go through Etsy and do it. Be perfectly honest, like Etsy's fees and stuff are pretty, you know, they take anywhere from about 10 to 15% of your, yeah. And if you do advertising, it's an even higher percent. But I mean, that's part of the business, you know, part of business stuff. But I have found that I believe that my my regular website, stitchingjewelsdesign.com / you know, whatever, the store, I'm going to be able to eventually put a product out and have like one of those situations where it has a bunch of different listings under it. So digital, physical, what size physical, things like that. I have a lot of thoughts about things I want to offer down the road. I won't be able to do those until I'm successful enough from the stores that I can not have to go out and do an actual like job where I go out and do things. And so even though I'm only doing that like 20, 25 hours a week, I'm still just kind of, I'm waiting because I don't want to offer and then be like, shoot, now it's taking me twice as long to ship and I can't get it done and I'm forgetting things. No, I mean, when I get to the point where things have built up to where I can truly start to offer all the things that I've been thinking about, that will be a full-time job because I think that's going to keep me quite busy. So, yeah. So I've been kind of excited watching some people getting ready for Nashville. I've been watching some folks who are sort of starting to present a few things here and there, as well as just showing like what they're stitching, what they're kind of working on. I'm not going, but every week that goes by, I'm like, that's the right choice for me. I appear to be going in a different direction than everybody who ends up going to Nashville. So I still want to be able to provide some things to certain stores. You know, Barefoot Needle Art down there in South Carolina is one that I'm absolutely, you know, would love to continue to support. Those ladies have been fantastic. Amy and Memory down there have been so good to me, and just have been just great, absolutely fantastic. So whenever I can figure out exactly how I want to do and package some of the smaller patterns, you know, we'll see what we do with those. So, whew, that's a lot of talking. Next week, my nose is starting to get a little stuffy. I'm like so close to being over my cold. But next week, I've got a lot of new designs that are going to be coming out. I have been working a lot on them. There's different levels at which I work on them. And so it's rare that I take a pattern from the beginning to end all in like one session. It usually takes me a while to kind of work through everything and then eventually get there. But that's the focus that I have right now. And then when I'm having fun, when I'm just relaxed, I want to stitch. I work on the stuff I want to stitch. So, or I'm playing video games. So I finally started playing video games. I hadn't played video games in at least a couple of years. And it's like the only thing that I do that is just fun. Like, I mean, stitching is fun, but stitching I'm kind of doing for the channel and things like that. But the video games, about all I do for, you know, for like, just for me. So I've been playing a little too much. you know. Well, I haven't been playing a little too much. Been playing more than I probably should, but you know, I'm all about 2023 is about the year of taking care of myself, taking care of my husband, taking care of the family, taking care of everything I can take care of. So I hope you guys have a great day. Oh, I keep forgetting to tell you guys this. A couple things. Housekeeping. If you're still here, thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I put out a video at least once every week talking about my new designs, and the goal is to do more in the near future. We'll see how that goes. But I also have an Instagram page, stitchingjewelsdesign.com, where you can see a lot of my latest stuff, and then the Facebook page, which is Stitching Jewels Design as well. And so, but if you want to sign up for the mailing list on the website, I also send out coupons and deals and things like that, and notifications of what's new. I think I'm due for another deal to go out for everybody. So anyway, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. You have any ideas? Oh yeah, one last thing. I keep saying this. One last thing. So all the mini patterns, I'd love to be able to call them something, like a line. It's a line of what? And so they're mini patterns. But when you guys think of mini patterns, are you thinking of like the really small things, or are you thinking of the size that I have talked about here? And if you have, what kind of a name would you put for them? I mean, mini patterns, would that work, or should there be something else that they're called? If you come up with anything, leave a comment down below. I'd really appreciate it. It'd be nice to be able to say it's this, so that when people come to the store and they start looking through, they can kind of figure out pretty quickly, like, this is going to be a bigger one, a little one, that kind of thing. So anyway, yeah, whatever, whichever, whenever, why ever. Okay, forever. All right, stop. You guys take care, be safe, be healthy, and I will talk to you very soon, and happy stitching.